Hello, English 11 students, and welcome to the Quarter 3, Week 3, Day 1 video. This video is for those students who were absent from our live Zoom class. To get started, you'll need to open the Excerpt 2 of 3 assignment. The excerpt comes from a book called We Were 8 Years in Power. As a reminder, everything you say, do, or type is recorded, so please keep it school appropriate. As always, there's no saving, downloading, or taking pictures of our class ever. All right, our agenda for today is to complete the second of 3 excerpts, right? Again, it comes from this book called We Were 8 Years in Power. A quick announcement: if you didn't turn in the work from American Chica from last week, please do so as soon as possible, right? It's the one that's listed as excerpt 1 of 3 under week 2, day 2. Okay, so again, you're going to go to the home page, click this week's dates, open the item that says Excerpt 2 of 3, We Were 8 Years in Power. Okay, it has the exact same setup as all of our other excerpts, right? The excerpt is on the left-hand side. There's color-coded text so that when a question asks you to look at something, for example, how this author describes the Obama administration in the excerpt, right? All of those descriptions are in bold red, so it's easier for you to browse and find the answers that you might want to use. As always, there's the question and then a space for you to write your answer directly beneath it. And there are links to helpful samples and sentence stems as well. When you click on this link here, it'll take you to the sentence stems at the bottom of the document. If you click on this link here, it'll take you to the example of how to incorporate your words and a quote in a sentence correctly. Additionally, as you read through the passage, there are some terms that might be foreign to you, such as baby boomers or Reagan Democrats, for example. When you click on these, they are hyperlinked. When you click on the bookmark, it'll take you to a section at the bottom of the document that goes over the key vocabulary. Baby boomers are Americans born between 1946 and 1964. When they were young, they tended to be strongly pro-civil rights, and most were strongly against the Vietnam War. They also grew up with the pick yourself up by the bootstraps mentality of self-reliance. As this group got older, many became more selfish and conservative in their voting practices, backing politicians who would give them tax cuts at the expense of social welfare programs. Reagan Democrats is a voter in the United States who traditionally voted for a Democrat, but who left their party to support Republican presidents like Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, George Bush, and Donald Trump. They tend to be white, working class, Rust Belt voters, or voters who come from cities and states where factories used to thrive but have seen a steep decline. And later in the passage, there's a reference to George Wallace's Segregation Now speech. George Wallace was an American politician from Alabama who objected to the civil rights movement and the integration of schools and other public facilities. During the speech, Wallace declared, quote, "In the name of the greatest people that have ever trod this earth, I draw the line in the dust and toss the gauntlet before my feet of tyranny, and I say segregation now." Basically, in that scenario, the greatest people was understood to be white Americans, and the tyranny, right, or the force being forced upon them was this idea of integrating schools. Okay, let's take a look at the questions. They're very similar to the questions that you did in the excerpt for last week from American Chica. All right, so number 1, consider how Coates describes the Obama administration in the excerpt. It'll be in bold red for you to look at. List one adjective you would use to describe the Obama administration, and then which quote would you use to support it? Again, if you need help with formatting that answer, see the sample here. Number 2, what does the author mean when he writes, "The popular notion that America is so exceptional in its virtue that even its invasions are alchemized into liberations lends meaning to the political lives of citizens." Put this sentence in your own words. It may help to right-click or two-finger click on the words you don't understand individually, look at their definitions, and then try to put that sentence in your own words. Number 3, The author states that, quote, Black literature thrust him directly into the muck of the deepest questions of our age. Explain Coates' use of metaphor here. What two things are being compared? How are those two things similar in some way? Number 4. While describing the murder of his friend, the author says, quote, I saw his death directly connected to the machinery of plunder. More, I saw it as an ancestral, an episode in a series stretching back to the dawn of this country up through Prince and then on through Sherm Walker, Rakia Boyd, and Tamir Rice. What point is Coates trying to make about American history and oppression? And number 5. What is one example of an imbalance in power within the text? Copy and paste your quote, and then write a few sentences explaining who has the power in the quote, who does not have power, and what allows for someone or a group of people to be oppressed. Your answer should still follow that same quote integration format we talked about. And if you click the hyperlink, it'll take you to an example. Same as before, right? When you click on that answering questions help at the top of the questions, it takes you to the link at the bottom of the page where you have some sentence starters, right? So you might want to just copy and paste that in there and then fill in the answers as you go. It makes things go much faster. And then that was it. Just as a review, right, that is due before 3 p.m. on Thursday, right? We have a different schedule this week. That's why you still get the same amount of time, 2 days, right, to work on it. So it's due before 3 p.m. on Thursday. Student support is available from 2:45 to 3:15 after school each day, but we don't have an academic check-in on Wednesday because we have a day. I'm sorry, hold on. I'm just double checking. Yes, Wednesday is an A day this week. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in class soon.